Good day, good people. It's another fine day in the year of the paradigm tune. That's not Toon Link. My apologies. That's Toon Link. Dave, Bravo Dave, Anomaly Makars, you know me as the man who is ready to start this episode. Last time, we had no pumpkins used. This time, someone better use a shotgun. It's time for the Danganronpa Hunger Games. Look, last time I was like, oh yeah, let's do an item-themed episode. The item was not used at all, and we had a chaotic ending. And new tag team champions. That being said, I need to actually add the tag team championship sprites. I think I need to add all the championship sprites, but I'll do that once we run through the start of this episode. Today, we have a lot of people, folks, who I think would either get a lot of kills, maybe via luck, with a shotgun, or would just know how to use a shotgun properly. This is the shotgun episode. I'll be riding a shotgun underneath the hot sun. We have 8 characters from each franchise, and we only actually have this episode 1 imposter because last episode you guys figured out the remaining 2, so we're kind of fresh right now. So first and foremost, let's kick it. We have Danganronpa 1 with Makoto, Togami, Chihiro, Hifumi, Junko, Kyoko, Mondo, and Mukuro. Chihiro, I think, is the odd person out here, and I have a couple odd people out here. I feel like Chihiro would understand how to use a shotgun. I don't think would be good at using a shotgun, but I think technically would be like, you'd have to do this, 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 and this. You would probably be better at it than me, but this is how you do it. Danganronpa 2, we have Fatogami, Fujiko, Crazy Oko, Kazuichi, and Nagito, who, you know, I'll tell you what, he would be insanely lucky. Nekamaru, Peko, and Azuru. District 3, which is Danganronpa V3, we got the champion Maki, the Pancake champion Rantaro, we got Ryoma, we got Karumi, Koria, Mew, Kokichi, and Kibo are all in here. Kibo, he's shot some lasers and weaponry in the past. I feel like if you get him a shotgun attachment, he's gonna know how to use it, because he'll be programmed to know how to use it. Ultra Despair Girls, we got Komaru, we got Genocide Jack, Katoko. I mean, this is just 8 Ultra Despair Girls characters. Mainly, I just took out a couple of people because there's only 11 in the cast. So I was like, which 3 do I think would not know how? As we proceed, we got Future Side, Chisa, Great Gozu, Juzo, Tengen, Kizakura, Munakata, Izioi, and Miss Maya. And lastly, we got Monokuma, Kurakuma, Monodam, and all the Monokids, including Monokid, here for the bears with the shotguns. And, very quickly, I will go and get our championship sprites right. Champion, alright, and that is our episode actually set up. So before we get into your comments and whatnot, last episode we had 2 imposters remaining. So this episode we were walking with 3, however, people uncovered both imposters from last episode. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, Karumi. If you noticed, it was a little Pokemon theming. You might have seen a Dratini or a Dragonair at some point. Dragonair, I believe, because, you know, little someone has used a Dragonair in the past. I'm talking about Claire from Pokemon. Now, this is not set in stone who this will be. A couple of people actually guessed Claire, so that will come down to a fan vote based on what those people submitted at the end of the season. As well as Genocide Jack, who also wasn't a single person who guessed it, but it was a single person who was the imposter. Ghost maybe, is more accurate because it is Spooky from Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. So keep that in mind. Both of those will actually be fan votes based on the people who answered correctly and found out who the imposters were. You'll be voting between their submissions. But that does leave us with 1 more person here today. What will the clues be? I don't know. Have the clues already appeared? Oh no. But I will say, last episode I asked you guys about favorite cookie, and I'll get to those in just a second, because first, I think it'd be more relevant if we did a little bit of this. Because chaos may be on the rise. Monophony has been watching Maki, who's been chilling easy after retaining the championship at the start of the season via technicality. Will Maki have to do it again this episode, defend that championship, because we're getting close to Yeet Ball territory. Keep that in mind. Not next singles episode, but the singles episode after that will be Yeet Ball territory. So stay tuned. What'll be the halftime show this time? I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, let's see if Chaos reigns. Monophony staring Maki down. Oh no. We're all good. Interestingly enough, nobody's reigned Chaos via the wheel this season. And the wheel, and this is just singles. This has been bolstered a little bit for tags. But I'll tell you what, the beat goes on. We'll see how it all plays out as the season progresses. For right now, though, it's still time. It's still this time. The time is now. Cookies from last episode. What did y'all say? I actually think I replied to most of the cookie ones from last time because I had a little bit of time, so I was like, let me actually reply to these comments. So, I know some people said like double chocolate. Somebody else shared my love for the white chocolate macadamia. But you know, I'm always good for a little cookie inspo, a little cookie inspiration. Let's talk to you. Kotaku said, most say Sakura because that's a tricky answer. Be honest, Dave, you picked Sakura because of my past answers in this game. Oh, 1,000,000%. I knew that you were gonna go wild and crazy with your guesses. So I was like, I need to snipe Kotaku at least once. Thank goodness there was no like other tricky answer. So there were, I was deciding between for that one, I think Junko and Sakura. And I said Sakura because I was like, people are gonna think that I'm gonna pick Saint Junko. Is this last episode? Yes, I'm thinking about it because like that episode before that is when we should have been actually talking about this, but I digress. Terry is saying a specific type of music. Who knows? Maybe you want to pay attention to that if you're guessing for imposters. Poku says white chocolate macadamia or cinnamon raisin. So I feel like people give raisins a bad rep. Ain't nothing wrong with a raisin. I'm keeping it buck with you. I'm not like a raisin stan, but I'm a raisin defender. I'll defend a raisin. Craisins even better. I will defend craisins actually. Craisins above raisins. I digress. Big thumbs up for the white chocolate macadamia. Opening. Who gives the classic chocolate chip? Also opening, I'm so sorry that you got shot on Masaru and Sakura. Because that's really funny. Glove Boy, who says fudge stripes. I replied to this because I think this might be the first or second one that I replied to. After I think Psy Killer, who said, did I say who the mastermind was from last time? Because I did forget. Fudge Stripes took me back, dude. Fudge Stripes really took me back. I used to love Fudge Stripes. I don't think I've had Fudge Stripes in like a decade. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, but like, I might go buy some like next week because you know I was a big Fudge Stripes fan. That might have been my favorite milk cookie, cookie that I had with milk. Anywho, Kuzu, who said I have an unnecessary amount of pride from being one of the only two people to escape getting clocked by AV. It was Sakura who clocked so many people. I'd have to thank her. Oreos was his pick though. Nothing can convince me otherwise. It's the best cookie. I don't know. There are certain types of Oreo that I think are like, bang, that's wild. That's incredible. Who would have thunk? Classic Oreo though, I'm like, okay. I'm never gonna like turn down a classic Oreo. So, you know, respectable choice. Respectable. Glove Boy also saying, this is a crazy episode. Is there a problem with the comments? Yeah, so last week YouTube was having some big issue with comments. It wasn't just this channel, it was a lot of channels where it was like, oh my gosh, X amount of many comments, and there were like 2 showing. Hey, we're back now though. I saw all the comments coming in, they just weren't displaying. Anywho, XSP eated all of the comments. Thank goodness he spat them back up. Lion says, and this one intrigued me, chocolate lava cake cookie? And I'm like, huh? That sounds fantastic. That sounds, delightful. Cat, who said, chocolate cookie with chocolate chips. And in my brain, I'm like, that's just like, if I were eating that cookie regularly, I don't think I'd have a great time. But I think that is a great cookie with milk. Like, I subcategorize cookies into like two different sections. Cookies that are great with milk and cookies that are great without milk. You gotta really bang to be a cookie that's great without milk and with milk. But like, then there are sometimes like, oh man, this cookie with milk beats all the other cookies without milk. We could do a whole cookie tier list. I digress. And Dragon Force Czar, who actually caught the Smashing Pumpkins music reference in the title, so good on you. That is our comments this time. Man, I don't know. It's November. Shotguns. I don't think I have any questions about shotguns. I've never used one. Have you? That's not the question. What's your favorite video game weapon, if we're gonna talk about a weapon then? Tell me. Either favorite or which one you think is the coolest. You know, there's like Master Swords, there's like, certain characters got like blasters. You could even consider like Zero Suit Samus's whole suit. I guess Samus's whole suit, not Zero Suit Samus's. Yeah. From any video game franchise, what's your favorite weapon? I think I'm actually gonna have to think about that one because, I don't know. I really don't know off the top of my head, but I'm gonna take this week with you guys. Well, you guys can answer right now, but you know, as the comments are coming through, I'm gonna think about it too. Favorite weapon from a video game? Dang. Favorite or coolest? Because I think those are two different things. Favorite, you might have like sentimental connection to the weapon, but coolest, you're like, okay, I have a sentimental connection, but it's not like a cool weapon. This weapon is dope. That's where I am. But this is where we're going to the episode. Let's hit it. Because it's time. We don't roll. I don't, my bad. We just proceed here. That is correct. Also, let me export this since we got the things out. We'll be riding shotgun underneath the hot sun as the tributes come down for the podiums. The tributes go on. The tributes sound the horns. The horn bearers sound the horns. Thank you, Warren Bears, because it is time to get the show on the road. Monica has found a table hoping to go through it. Monica keeps trying to tell a joke, but it always falls flat. Katoko hums a song to herself. Munakata puts a duck on Nagisa while he's asleep. Maki duels out with Juzo, and Juzo bites the dust. Kamaru walks through a very strange machine, presses a button, her molecules got all rearranged, phantom. Kamaru's got ghost powers. Hifumi doesn't really understand what's happening. Chihiro tries to build a tank out of sticks and rocks. It's useless, but it looks cool. Kazuichi reloads his shotgun, just in case. Chisa attacks and kills Nagisa in front of Hiroko. There's nothing Hiroko can do. Mondo feels strong enough to handle anything. Could you handle a chaos rating of an episode? Because that could happen, to be honest. Haiji finds Oh, I'm gonna have to change. Hello. You may have noticed that I said hello over there instead of towards the tank. I'm gonna have to change the gender on this event because Pilot is girl. I learned this week. Her tail grew out enough for me to tell, and now she's chilling in a nesting area right now. I'm gonna move her to back to the tank once she's done chilling in that area. Once this episode is over, actually. I was like, you get out! You got into all your games! It's so weird, like looking over here instead of over here, because they're in different areas, because there's it's warmer on this side of the room, as opposed to the tank. The tank area itself is warm because there's a heater and there's heating lamps, but the area around it is so far away from the heater, in this room, that it's a lot warmer on this side of the room, and with all of my electrical components, to just be like, oh my gosh, this is pretty dope. So we kind of just flip-flop around the room. Anywho, regardless, Pilot's a girl. Teehee. Monotaro finds moon shoes. We're not liable for any broken ankles. Kyutaro is not here, but Rantaro, you know what he does? He cues that bike theme. And if you didn't know, now you know. 5, 6, 7, 8. Thank you very much, as Mukuro won't give up so easily. Fat Togami creeps up behind Monodam and shoots him point blank with the shotgun. Now, see, look, now we're getting we're getting some work done. Nekomaru can't take his eyes off of Kazuichi. Kurokuma traps Makoto in a box and shifts it to Brazil. Hiroko snaps out of it. Peko knocks out Monokin in a fist fight, puts a duck collar on him. Kokichi finds a plank of wood. No, that's a seesaw. Oh, nobody told Corey. Genocide Jack does her best to avoid Monica. Izuru finds a big sack of apples, a massive sack of apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Kurumi has a strong sense of justice and turns face. Maya is tired of others and turns heel. Kibo has found a table. Kyoko attempts to kill Monokuma, but Monofini intervenes just in time. Monofini had to kill Kyoko to protect Monokuma's life. Izuyoi gives Maya the various things that they found. Building stuff out of it. It's soothing watching them make these neat contraptions and whatnot. Nagito finds a pitchfork, which he figures is great for lobbing at enemies. Monosuke uses a mysterious gas to knock out Togami and the champion. That's colors on the both of them. Monofini, except for childless Monofini, gains the power of Persona. Nope, crazy Hyoko. Does something really cute. Tengen gets the Omnitrix. He's not 10 years old, but you know what? I guess he can still have all those alien powers. Mew builds a rocket and sends it somewhere, or at least thinks about it. Fuiko finds a grenade. Monokuma finds a boombox. Great Gozu ambushes Crazy Yoko and gets rid of her. Kizakura has been hot on Fat Togami's trail for days now. Fat Togami thinks he's gotten away, but Kizakura has finally deduced his location, delivered the final blow. Moping around uselessly is Ryoma. Togami searches for anyone who can get this collar off of him. Junko doesn't care much for this place. Corey sets down a trap. Monokuma reminisces about Monodam and sobs quietly. And Masaru found his pillow, so sleepy. 7 people down. And we still got a long ways to go, as one of those people is moping around uselessly just up there. Hopefully he doesn't perish, because it is a Clarity Loon 4. Juzo, Nagisa, Monodam, Makoto, Kyoko, Crazy Hyoko, Fat Togami. So, I think we still have all of our champions and all of our agents of chaos that are in this episode. So, there's a world that is virtual and strange, but there's also a world where we see championships on the line, and there's a real world, actually, where we could see a winner-take-all episode. Do you believe? Let's find out if we do. Next round, C's. Ooh, a whole bunch of things happening. As Monofini's persona levels up, upgrading Garu to Garula, Hifumi admires Mondo's muscles, but Komaru eyes that championship from the trees. Something gets out of Haiji snaps, he's now frenzied. Junko gets caught in one of Corey's traps. Now all she can do is hope to be free. Chihiro builds a machine that might revive Makoto, and it works! He's moving again! With a TV for a head. Oh boy. Kibo's glad he can rely on Kokichi. You might want to reassess that, my guy. Kurokuma just wants it to end already. Nagito catches a glowing, strange glow right there in the corner of his eye. An ancient scepter is now in his hands. That is pretty lucky of him. Masaru finds a skateboard, time to do some sick moves. Kokichi and Kurumi get in an argument over who should be in charge. It really should be Kurumi. Chisa stalks Chihiro, inching closer and closer to the tipping point. Oh no. Oh no. Monotaro and Minofi's fingers touch by accident. They both blush just a little bit. Kazuichi shines his pimp cane. Makoto feels himself unsure of what happened. Guess he's alive again. Not for long. In fact, not for even a moment, because Kotoko walks up right behind him and says, yep. No. Maki and Mondo compliment each other's belts. Monosuke finds us all below his concern. Azuru gives Nekomaru a red Macintosh. Delicious apples. Monica, Maya, and Rantaro guard their instruments and practice together, the horn bearers. Monokuma found a hat rack, so many hats. Izuyoi finds my climate change remote. Izuyoi, don't Gaku. Do not Gaku on us, okay? And then we'll be alright. Genocide Jack isn't sure whether to cry, laugh, or tear her hair out. The Archon Secret Togami grant him an electro vision. The Great Gozu glows brightly and becomes a light bearer. Anybody that he kills from this point forward, rather, will go to the finale with him, which is big. Which is big because we do still have an imposter in place. So if Great Gozu wins and kills the imposter, that line still exists. Fuiko juggles with his grenade, kind of wanted to use it. Monokid looks like he's on the verge of snapping. Rantaro had to use the restroom and forgets to lock their bike. Mukuro steals it. Lamau. You wonder if she should build a machine that makes Yakiniku. Corey somehow finds us all below his concern. But below that concern, he finds medieval armor and puts it on. Gleams with dazzling shine. Ryoma doesn't really want to, but finds himself trying to get rid of Kizakura. All of the horn bearers, or rather 3 of them, Maya, Rantaro, and Monica, play suspenseful music as Kazuichi chases Monotaro. Monokuma and Monokid, they both, you know, discuss song choices with that boombox. And, oh, there's some more stuff happening down there. Nothing too terrible, though. Nothing too terrible. As Mondo finds a dapper suit, it's looking pretty good. Munakata feels horrible for failing the future side. Kumi finds a dimensional scythe. Mukuro tries to kill Cory, but Cory retaliates with his knight's armor, and he says, nope, 'tis but an armor wound. Hiroko wasn't looking right off of a cliff, and Tengen transformed into an alien with a body as hard as diamond, then proceeds to headbutt Monofune and headbutt Masaru, taking them both out. Pekko's, oh my goodness, a vicious tiger charges Pekko? Oh boy! Who surprisingly shakes his paw and rides into the arena, so never mind, they're just homies. We lost another, how many did we lose the first time? Whatever. We lost 5. I can see them right there. It is indeed a Claire de Lune 4. Makoto, Kizakura, Hiroko, Monofune, Masaru. And so, there are 37 left. Nothing huge happening yet. Nothing too big. We might just have a standard, classy, chill day. And wouldn't that be awesome? Monofune is gone though, so Maki's championship is safe unless Monofune comes back. That being said, tag team championships could be on the line. We'll see if that happens in the next round. As Kurumi finds an axe, upping her chances of survival somewhat. Izuru finds, feels like Nekomaru was slowing him down, makes quick work out of him. Genocide Jack feels defeated after losing some teammates. They feel lonely. Genocide Jack is... let him in. Tengen transforms into a massive four-armed alien, then tosses Togami into the sky he is never seen again. Great Gozu can't handle the circumstances after losing a teammate, has become more cowardly. Monica sets up her table before grabbing Ryoma in a headlock, then RKO's Ryoma right through the table. Izuyoi looks around for stuff to scrounge, an act of betrayal. Cory and Kokichi team up against the champion Maki. Fuiko tosses a live grenade at Mew, who was blown to smithereens. That's not a shotgun, but you know what? It's pretty explosive, so that might be a little bit better. Kotoko draws a demon summoner circle on the ground, you know, for fun, you know how it is. Komaru shoots a blast of energy from her hands at Rantaro, unable to survive the blow. Ifumi finds Thursday's left shoe. Junko is still caught in that trap, but she'll get out. Blessed be. Pekko's pet tiger pounces her playfully. Wait. What kind of alliteration? Kibo just wants to be helpful, and if in a frenzy, Haiji creeps up on Munakata and turns him inside out. Rest in peace to the Sword Man. Maya asks if Izuyoi has found anything useful. Monokuma looks for someone dumb enough to believe him. Chisa seems unshaken by any of this. Mukuro tries to kill Monosuke, but Monosuke tries to bribe her. Mukuro takes the money and then kills Monosuke anyway, so she's rich. She's stolen a bike. Mukuro! What you doing out here? Crazy work as we go on. Monosuke has found Genocide Jack's scissors. You boys beware, you're in for a scare. Or murder, one of the two. Cory can't wait to kill again. Nagito polishes his ancient scepter, making the magic orb shine, shimmer, shimmer. Monokuma he gives Haiji a cowboy hat. Haiji immediately years his best ha. Now I got myself a cowboy hat over there too. Maybe I should put it on one of these days. Anywho, Chihiro tries to build a tank out of sticks and rocks and succeeds. It's awesome. Kurokuma is glad to have someone like Monokid to have boring conversations with. The Archon Secret and Monotaro grant him a Hydro Vision. Mondo uses the title belt to hit Kazuichi from behind, leaving him dazed, but Kazuichi said, "What you know about me?" Comes right back to his senses. We are now down to 29, 5 away from a standard size game, 19 away from your saving grace picks, and of course, what? 28 away from your winner. We are on the road to the end of this episode, but for right now, it's still a Claire de Lune for Nekomaru, Togami, Ryoma, Maki, Mew, Rantaro, Munakata, Monosuke. So what I wanted to point out is, once again, we still have both of the two of the three rather tag team champions in the match. We also still have, I believe, 2 Agents of Chaos for the tag team still in the match. This singles episode could be for the tag team championships. That's my big point here. Will that happen? I don't know, but I think it's important to bring up since last time Chaos reigned mid-episode. It could happen again this episode. We will go to the next round and see that, ooh, there's a whole lot of orange, but I think that I'm sorry, not orange. There's a whole lot of, yellow. There's also a little bit of orange, too, at the start of this. Like, Nagis are calling Arcane Fury rather down on Monokuma, his ancient scepter beaming with an inner rage. At first, it seems nothing happened at the start of round 4 until a light breeze blows Monokuma away like an old pile of dust. Junko, I don't feel so good. Mukuro attempts to kill Karumi, but Kibo intervenes to protect her. Fortunately, Kibo dies in the attempt. Monokuma cleans the blood off of his scissors. Peko sticks her pet tiger on Komaru. That's one of the 2 agents of chaos for the tag teams that are in this episode. Komaru gets mauled to laces by the ravenous animal. Corey has just found a Yeet Ball, and it gets taken by Tengen, and then it gets taken by Karumi, then it gets taken by the champion of the tag teams, Mondo. And then Junko was cutting the, oh no, not in the trap pretty badly. She's bleeding out. Somebody save Saint Junko, please. Kurakuma then steals the Yeet Ball. Izuyoi says, it's summertime, and the feeling is right. Can they survive the heat? And there goes the other tag team agent of chaos. So you know what? Maybe chaos will raid today. Fumi and Kotoko are out sunbathing. Kotoko sneakily replaces Fumi's sunscreen with honey, attracting bears who maul him. The Great Gozu and Corey take a dip in the lake together. Remember, Great Gozu is a light bearer, so keep that in mind. Izuru would do anything for a glass of water. Water! I need it! Fuiko steals Kurikuma's Yeet Ball, runs off with it. Haiji's looking for his next victim. He's going to get victimized shortly. Genocide Jack stares deadpan in the camera. One eye, unlike the other. Well, that's scary. Maya uses a magnifying glass. The intense summer sun sets a leaf on fire, which sets a tree on fire, which sets a forest on fire, catching Izuru, Izuyoi, Karumi, Kokichi, and Tengen all in the inferno as Monotaro entraps Kazuichi and Haiji in a bubble of water until they both drown. Goodness gracious. Monica is taking advantage of the summer heat and opens a lemonade stand. Chiro lays the title belt on the ground and grabs the Great Gozu in a headlock, drives the skull into the hard metal. He's out cold. Monokuma gives Mondo a tiara. He's the prettiest princess. And Kotoko checks on her demon summoning circle. In the last 16 competitors, she gets a demon. There's a lot of stuff in play. There's no longer a light bearer thanks to one half of the tag team champions. Are we about to see one of the tag team champions win today as well? I'm not sure, but for right now, it's a Claire de Lune 4. Monokuma, Kibo, Komaru, Chisa, Hifumi, Izuru, Izuyoi, Karumi, Kokichi, Tengen, Kazuichi, Haiji, the Great Gozu. Now, the Great Gozu can still come back. Agents of Chaos can still come back. I think the one person that's alive right now that kind of throws a wrench into things is the imposter Monokuma. Who is that? But will we find out this episode? Only if they win. Let's find out if they do. 16 competitors left, 6 more into your saving grace picks. Since it's summertime, we will likely get them next round, but we will see as the beat goes on. And as round 5 begins, we have, due to an increased success of her lemonade stand, oh my gosh, Monica's filthy rich, she just started that thing, but I guess it's hot outside, you know what I mean? Corey washes the blood off his knight's armor, Maya finds some leather scraps, just enough to patch together some rudimentary clothing. It looks rather caveman-like. Kurakuma steals Fuiko's Yeet Ball, runs off with it. Peko just stumbled upon a stray water balloon. She can now unleash summer-themed chaos on unsuspecting tributes. Oh dope! Chiro just found a water gun. That tricked out Super Sucker is bound to cause some chaos as well. So we've got water gun, we've got water balloon, we have lemonade stand, all special summer events. Well, we'll see. Mukuro fires her shotgun at Monokid, but misses. Mukuro, I would have expected you to hit, actually. I would have expected you to do better. Nagito Kid wonders how far he could throw that pitchfork. Monokid accepts the shadows. Monokid gets a power persona. Mondo steals his partner's tank. Who would have thunk? Junko's trapped and slowly bleeding out. Come on, Saint Junko, you gotta survive. Fuiko gets cocky and dodges from a stupid mistake. Kotoko finds a lovely bikini and puts it on. It's quite revealing. Monokuma gives Monokid a fedora rather. Monokid tips it and says, "Milady," and smiles. Monotaro uses the power of Hydro to put out Maya's campfire. Says next time that'll be you. Maya's confused and Genocide Jack just found a table. We are at 15 and we'll do a very quick Claire de Lune 4. Fuyuhiko. What a stupid mistake. We go on though. We're at 15. Only one person perished. We have a lot of summer themed items. Will they get used as the $1 million question? I don't know. Yes, they do. They do. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let's walk through it. Let me walk and talk with you. As Mondo driving around in that cool tank, baby. Genocide Jack lets her bad brain turns her into an absolute pain to deal with. Nagito just found a fish rod, now he can catch all the fish. Monotaro is being chased by Monica. Monotaro uses the power of Hydra to wet the surface behind him, causing Monica to slip and break her neck. Pekka was chasing Monotaro, but Monotaro is just too fast. Pekka throws her water balloon at Monotaro's feet, causing him to tumble right off of the edge of a cliff. So he used Hydro, and she didn't have Hydro, so she just used water balloon, which is kind of hilarious. Chihiro then fills that water gun with honey. Chihiro then soaks Nagito, attracting a wild beast, who make a feast out of him. Delicious. Kurokuma runs the Yeet Ball back finally for a big touchdown, practicing for the Yeet Ball in it's probably more like 4 weeks. Monokuma gives Cory a baseball cap. Cory says, it's all about the Mets, baby. Let's go, Mets. Mukuro does a sick wheelie. Okay, all right, I see you. Cory has a horrible feeling in his chest. Ryoma's back as a ghost. Maya gets an anemo vision from the archons above. Kotoko flaunts her bikini in front of Monokuma. Monokuma is absolutely jealous. Monokid summons her persona, uses Sai, attacking Cory, leaving him dazed with a splitting headache. Junko puts a death collar on Genocide Jack while she's sleeping. Squad on squad violence. And that is now down to your final dozen. 3 more gone in a Claire de Lune 4. Monica, Monotaro, Nagito. And so the beat must continue to go on, shall we? I think we must. We'll proceed, because 12 people remain. We'll probably get to your saving grace picks, but if that tank is used, we will be deep into your saving grace picks. But as we continue, Maya uses a gust of wind to blast Monokid off of a cliff. Rest in peace. Kurokuma is also telling a joke, but it always falls flat. Chihiro and Mondo are still kind of working together in this episode, which is kind of crazy. Kotoko challenges Pekka to a duel. Kotoko bites the dust. Monokuma kind of wanders off and gets lost in every scene again, which you never know what'll happen. Ryoma is a ghost, misses being out of dinner. Cory snaps out of it. Junko finally dies from the blood loss caused by the trap that she was stuck in. Someone should have saved her. Someone should have saved her. Saint Junko, oh no. Mondo reloads the shotgun just in case. Genocide Jack calms down. No longer subject to the whims of a changing brain. Juzo's gone, Kotoko's gone, and Mukuro won't die like the others, which brings us down to 4. 4 competitors gone, 1 ghost in play, and 1 final Claire de Lune in the episode 4. Monokid, Kotoko, Monokuma, Junko. Do you know what that means? If you don't, boy, I'm about to tell you. We're within your final 10, and your picks at the beginning of the episode might not have looked too good. You might not have even made them, but if you haven't, make them right now. Your final 3 picks, your final 3 saving grace picks. We got 8 competitors left, and let me talk to you about them. We have, from Danganronpa 1, Chihiro and Mondo and Mukuro. They got 3 of the final 8. Okay, DR1's cooking. They're out here. They're showing up, showing off. The Bears still have Kurokuma in play as well. Shotgun Summer, Lamau. As we keep on keeping on, Danganronpa V3 sees the ghost of Ryoma and the living Cory is still in the house. Will he win in the house? We'll see. Danganronpa 2 still has Pekka. Pekka holding on for hope for DR2. Can she pull through is the $1 million question. Future Side has Maya hanging on with 6 KOs to her name. And Anemo Vision, it might now be her game. She just got it, so let's see if she can come up clutch with it. Every team still has hope, and the last hope for Ultra Despair Girls is Genocide Jack. And that leaves me to one question. Who do you got? Before Junko bled out, actually, Danganronpa 1 had 4 people, which is kind of crazy. Make your picks first, second, third in the comments. Also, like the video. I wouldn't even ask you to subscribe. Like the video. So, a lot of times, that's more important. Anywho, as I continue on. But if you want to do both, go and do both. Anywho, walk and talk with me. I gotta make my saving grace picks. For first, I gotta take Genocide Jack. She just calmed down. She's no longer subject to the whims of a changing brain, and she's a member of the squad. I got her. And then for second and third, I think it's gonna be the two members of the tag team championships, the new tag team champions, stronger together. I'm gonna take Chihiro. Nope. I'm gonna take Mondo for second because that feels right. And then I'm gonna take Chihiro for third. Just like old times, Mondo. Anywho, I think we must go on. I think we must proceed. You made your picks in the comments, and if you haven't, I'll find you. But if you have, good on you. Regardless, we must go on. All 8 of these competitors are still here in this arena, still fighting for the right to call themselves the winner. Fight for the right to fight in the finale. And their hearts are beating with the same pulse, determination, and the same strength as that of a samurai woman. It's your final 8. How will this play out? There is a tank in play. Not used, at least not yet. Jack steps to the table for grabbing Corey by the throat, then chokeslams Corey right through said table, and he is dead. Mukuro finds some combat gear, equips it, provides optimal protection for the whole body. I see you, I see you. Maya's kicking with a genius idea, Mondo sizing his muscles, and as we scroll down, Monokuma kind of wanders off and gets lost, never seen a, I'm sorry, unlost. He kind of wanders back and gets out, our imposter? Okay. Remo plays around with this incorporeal body. There's a world where Monokuma wins and you guys don't get an imposter vote this time. Huh. Interesting. Ryuma plays around with this incorporeal body. Peko kills Kurokuma before Monokuma can react. Monokuma rushes to help, but it's already too late. And Chihiro sprays his gun in the air and then runs around in the falling water. That's really actually very adorable. But adorability could potentially not get you the victory. We'll see if it will, if it's a terrible turnabout for Corey, Corey, Corey in the house. It's a party every week, baby. Kurokuma. Without a house, there is no party there. We must go on, though. It's your final 7. It would be your final 6, but Monokuma wandered right back in. And it's still Samurai Woman. There is still a tank in play. I'm pretty sure, but we're about to find out. It doesn't look like it's gonna get used. It must continue. Mukuro's bike brakes snap and they go riding into a high speed, into a tree branch, killing them. Well, it wasn't their bike. She stole it. Ryoma kills Maya through ghastly means. Chihiro builds a device that might revive Kyoko. It doesn't do anything, but it looks cool. Peko finds a bike. Mukuro's bike that she stole. It is a late game bike theme. Mondo finds some moon shoes. We're not liable for any broken ankles or we're not liable for any death either, actually. It's looking further down. Monokuma has a blank expression. She's unresponsive to what's going on, and Jack attacks Mondo, relentlessly unhinged to a bloody pulp. 4 remain in this game. And now, before we all go insane, let's go ahead and look at who remains in our final 4 after this terrible turnabout. 4. Mukuro, Maya, Mondo. And that brings us to Genocide Jack, Monokuma, Peko, and Chihiro as your final 4. Will it be Jack, who is relentless and unhinged? Will it be Monokuma, who is unresponsive? Will it be Peko, who has a bike? Or will it be Chihiro, who's still inventing things? There is now no tank in play. I don't think any of them have any items that could kill everybody. I don't know if that's true. I do think there might be an event that's low odds for the water gun that Chihiro has that could kill 3 people, if I remember correctly. But we'll see if that even spawns, because between these 4, Chihiro, Peko, Mondo. Nope, Chihiro, Peko, Monokuma, Genocide Jack. They're all caught in what we like to call within your final 5, a crisis of fate. Let's do it. Final 4. Does it go to final 1 immediately? Oh, it might go to Ghost Round. We got some. We're at your final 3 now. As Monokid has found the corpse of Kurumi, and now possesses it, is now in control of Kurumi's body, giving up his own. Maki's back as a zombie. Ryoma is being out dinner. Genocide Jack creeps up behind Chihiro, shoots him point blank with her shotgun. Monokuma puts a death collar on Kurumi while she's sleeping. That brings us to our final 3, who are now Genocide Jack, Monokuma, and Kurumi. So we lost a couple of people, but we're at your final 3. So let's see, we would have been at your final 2, but then we got a possession session, you know what it means. You know who died in between episodes, but now I can tell you, hey, we got a little something about to go down. As we hit a terrible turnabout 4. Monokid, Chihiro. And you know, there might be another ghost round, but who knows? We're about to find out together between Jack, Monokuma, and Kurumi being possessed by Monokid. Let's see how this thing plays out. It could very well end next round now. That's just 2 deaths that we would need. And there is a ghost and a zombie in play. There's a real world where we could get a zombie victory as well, which would result in a regular fan vote for you guys. Let's see if it happens. Next round sees. Ooh. All 3 living players stay out of each other's hair. Maki dangles her withered limbs around. Genocide Jack finds a massive sack of apples. Monokuma found. Pilot? What? Hey, buddy. Alright, continue. Thank you, Monokuma. And Kurumi fights for truth, honor, and justice. So Kurumi becomes Super Kurumi. As we proceed, I'll proceed to the top because that feels like it's less chance for a, I don't think the game is over. I was gonna say less chance for some shenanigans. But Monodam is back as a ghost. Maki is decomposing as a zombie. Kurumi finds a powerful decree from a powerful archon. Will she dare to hang it up? No, she won't. Jack finds a bow and arrow. Monokuma traps Kurumi in a box and ships it to Brazil. We are down to an imposter and Genocide Jack. The imposter who walked back into the arena. And Ryoma just misses being out of dinner. We are at your final 2. It is a terrible turnabout for Kurumi. So, is an imposter about to win this season? Will you even have a chance to guess an imposter today? I don't know, but that depends on who. It's about to be Jack, Monokuma. Now, Monokuma is not Monokuma, but if they win, they will be taking the spot on the other side, and will be replaced by another imposter. Let's see if this all plays out for Monokuma, or will Genocide Jack say, stop, I'm gonna leave it up to the people to figure out who you are. Will you have a chance to guess, or will Monokuma, who wandered back in, take the victory? Monokuma, Jack, Monokuma, or any of the ghost or zombies that we have in play like Ryoma, Maki, and now Monodam. Ghost, zombies, Jack, Monokuma. Click next round. And will this be the end? I'll do it from up here because we now see. Oh my gosh. It's happened. And it's so fascinating because Genocide Jack found a 1-up mushroom saying, excellent, with this I can get through this. I can bring someone else so I can tag team against Monokuma. However, Monodam had other plans and kills Genocide Jack through ghastly means. And Monokuma, who was unresponsive to what was going on, snaps out of it and finds nothing but corpses all around him. And I will say him now instead of them, because it's time to reveal their identity after this final terrible turnabout of the episode 4. Genocide Jack, So, I guess just for fun, before the reveal, there will be 2 imposters next time in singles action, but you guys don't get a selection this time, which is funny. Very funny. I think I'm still gonna put the poll up, it'll be like, guess Monokuma, but none of those will count, because Monokuma did win. So before I reveal it, go ahead and pause right now, and if you want to make a guess in the comments, you can. I will say, legitly, if you want to make your guess right now, this was the clue. This was the clue. Look at that clue, look at it. Ooh, who could it be? I'm about to tell you right now. That's not even your best clue, that's just like, you know, first clue is always like a hint to maybe the franchise, you know what I mean? That being said, your winner, representing the bears, though he's an animal, not a bear himself, Monokuma goes on to the finale, but that's not Monokuma. Who is that? Monokuma? No, oh no, that's not Monokuma, that's Monty Mole from the Mario franchise, rolled from Mario Party. Monty Mole was the correct answer here. Congratulations once again to, I don't even have to say Monokuma, I can say Monty Mole, as I can bring up the bracket. Monty Mole takes an actual spot on the bracket, but that means that this Monokuma spot will become a different imposter next time. So now there's going to be 2 imposters in play. That is what happens here. That is how this is going to play out. Monty Mole takes an actual spot, and now another imposter goes over. Interesting, very fascinating. Anywho, congratulations once again to Monokuma. I like Monty Mole, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. When someone submitted Mario Party, and I think I've mentioned this, that I just put all the franchises that were submitted in one big wheel, and I was like, alright, I need X amount of franchises between singles and tags, and I was like, alright, line them all up, stack them all down, which ones are we taking? Mario Party came up, and I was like, you know what, we'll take Monty Mole. Not any of the, you know, I'm sure we got in a lot of Marios, Luigis, but I was like, alright, I think we can get through one day without getting a Monty Mole guess. But I don't know, y'all. Some of y'all are crazy. Some of y'all are wild. Let's go through some of the stats here. Maya had 6 KOs, Genocide Jack had 4, Pekko with 4, Tengen with 3, Monotaro with 3, everyone else with 2 or less. How many did Monokuma have? Did he have any? I don't know if he did. No, he didn't. No, Monokuma didn't have any. Did Monokuma have any? I saw Monokuma. I don't see Monokuma. He had 1. Monokuma had 1. Monokuma had 1. Monokuma had 0. So more legitimately, Monty Mole had 1. Congratulations. Hey, go ahead and guess the imposter. It won't count today. But there will be a new, I guess, 2 imposters next episode, and this space that would have been a Monokuma, will be some other character. So, you know, Monty Mole, congratulations. You did not the impossible, but the improbable. You had a 1 out of 48 chance. You left the arena and came back to get the job done. Congratulations to Monty Mole tonight. I'm your United States TV taking off. Until next time, hey, Toodaloo Flight Crew. I should mention that tomorrow is AWE. OC, man, you know, this song hit and I was like, oh my gosh, I like this song. OC Revolution. Hosted by Dirk Madison, who is hosting a lot of things recently, taking over for Sundavy, who had a, I'm not gonna say an unfortunate accident, who got attacked maliciously. Regardless, Dirk Madison hosts OC Revolution November. Remember, it is Rumble time for the OCs as well. The winners of those Rumbles and the person who gets, I think, either most eliminations or lasts the longest, I'm not entirely sure what Dirk is going to decide. But they will go on to the Fight Before Christmas Rumble to represent the OC division. That is coming up tomorrow. OC Championships, Tag Team Championships are going to be on the line. I've looked at some of the card. I think it's going to be an exciting show all around. So, get ready. Stay tuned. Tomorrow at about 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Dirk Madison hosts OC Revolution. So until then, lock in, and thank you for watching.
Everybody's coming here to meet some friends. It's like a night.